Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nekopon. How are you all doing today? Today we're going to be talking about the new Grimoire banner, Bewitching Scorpion, featuring Cinderella Cleric. This banner has been available since yesterday, April 6th, and will be available through the 19th. And rolling on this will give you the Medal of Desire Force. First, let's take a look at the class. We have the featured Cinderella Cleric illustration here. This is a class that could have really been released for Halloween too, since, nurse outfits are very on trend right now, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you wear a stethoscope. Too bad it's actually missing in the chibi though, because I think that one is actually missing a little something right at the neck area. So since this is a cleric class, it comes with a lot of HP. The total stats for this class, including both arcanas, will be 100 magical defense, 100 physical defense, 100 magical attack, 100 physical attack, and 900 HP. Feel free to collect her for waifu reasons. And now onto the weapons. This one is Staff of Depravity. It's a 19 cost wind staff, and the primary skill here is Prairie of Assault 3. It greatly restores HP to one ally and slightly increases the ally's magical attack. The support skill is Recovery Support 2. The stats on this staff is actually quite high on defense. Both magical and physical are 4th out of all the staffs, but because this is a single target staff, it's an automatic skip from me. Any staff that is released with single target from now on is probably an automatic skip from me. 1 to 2 target staffs are considerable and 2 target staffs are usually pretty good, but it still depends on what the Coliseum support skill is and the stats of course. But let's move on to the sword now. This one is Blade of the Falls. This is a water element 18 cost water sword. The primary skill here is 3rd form Wicked Ice, and it deals great physical damage to one enemy and slightly increases your own physical attack and physical defense. The Coliseum support is Physical Defense debuff 2. Blade of the Falls actually has the 7th highest physical attack in the game currently. It's actually pretty nice for an 18 cost weapon. Unfortunately, it does not have a great support skill. It's probably a fine sword choice for breakers, but it's not a must-have. Next, let's take a look at Axe of Punishment. This is a water element 18 cost hammer. The primary skill here is Hailstorm of Protection 3, deals great physical damage to 1 to 2 enemies and slightly increases your own physical defense. The Coliseum support is Dauntless Courage 2. Honestly, this hammer is probably the best thing in this banner. Since this is the only good thing in the banner, except if you're getting this for waifu reasons, it could be a good idea to just redeem it with your Medal of Desires. Note this hammer actually has pretty low physical attack, where we should be looking for hammers around 2400 or higher at this point. It will also be a valid strategy to wait for the spec banner and the Raise Zero collaboration banner to see what those will bring. Next we have the Tome. This is the Forbidden Book of Steel, fire element 18 cost with the primary skill of Incantation of Submission 3. It greatly reduces the physical defense and magical defense of 1 to 2 enemies. The support skill is Destroy Weapon 2, chance to reduce physical attack and magical attack of one enemy in the vanguard while giving support. Stat-wise, this book is pretty good. It has the 6th highest physical defense and 7th highest magical defense. It has a pretty good primary skill but has a bad support skill. Vanguards are generally not both magical and physical attack focused. Usually they only have one or the other, so it's essentially making the skill only 1 stat even though it is a 2 stat skill. Unfortunately, because the primary skill is 1 to 2 targets and support skill is not the best, I'd wait for something better to come along. Actually, the Spec Banner Tome this time will also be Incantation of Submission with 2 targets on both physical and magical defense, but the Incantation of Submission will be 2 instead of 3. But it has Support Boon 2, which is really nice. That would be a better consideration than this one, but I would still want to see how they handle the ReZero collaboration weapons first. Lastly, we have the new Nightmare. This one is Silver Tiger. Silver Tiger has the skill Fort of Lamentation 3. It massively reduces the physical defense and magical defense of all enemies. Further, if there is a defense buff, this effect will be improved according to the increase. You can think of this like the Girl Nightmare compared to Cecilia, where the buffs are based on the amount of debuffs. Silver Tiger is more effective when the enemy has more buffs. Because of this, I believe the debuff on this Nightmare is actually not as effective or only sometimes more effective compared to Red Rose, depending on the debuff situation. Even though they have different skill names, Silver Tiger and Red Rose cannot be summoned in the same fight. The stats are not bad overall in physical attack and physical defense that are both ranked 9 out of all the currently released Nightmares. Overall, I don't think this Nightmare is a must-have as the effectiveness of the skill is quite variable. To To wrap things up, I think this banner is definitely a skip. No need to feel pressure to put your precious crystals into this one. We all have a lot of things we want to save for right now. Crushers can consider to roll for this hammer, but using Medal of Desires to redeem is also a good option. It's not a step-up banner, so be careful with this one. Lastly, we do have some more information about the spec banner now, and we're still waiting to see how the collaboration weapons will turn out, so let's cross our fingers together and hope all the info will come out soon so we can decide how to spend our Twilight crystals wisely. Don't forget, we will also be getting more crystals from Grand Colo later this month, so if you're low on funds, hopefully that will help replenish your crystal wallet. The Bloodstained Tome event that's happening right now also have crystals to farm in the story participation rewards, so don't miss out on those. That's all I have for you guys today. Please consider to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed your time here today. I'll be doing a video on the spec banners when I have more information on them. Thank you so much, and I hope to see all of you next time. Bye!